Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in El Paso. Ulysses and I just finished a great run from our neighborhood in Sunset Heights up Mesa and then back down again with our dog Artemis. It's wonderful. And then we just got on the Zoom with some good friends and ambassadors and folks who've been helpful in registering hundreds of thousands of voters across the state of Texas over the last couple of years, to commit ourselves to doing the very same thing today, to honor the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And behind me, I don't know if you can see them, but we'll go meet them in a second, are Araceli, Alessandro, Sarah, and Amy, my wife Amy, who are all volunteer deputy registrars, all knocking on doors to see if they can meet folks who would like to get registered to vote. As you all know, we have one of the, well, actually, we don't have one of the, we have the most voter suppressed state in the country. Harder to vote in Texas than it is anywhere else. We're frustrated that the Congress, the president can't do more to protect voting rights in America, but we're not going to let that stop us. We are going to do what we can with what we have where we are. And for those of us who are volunteer deputy registrars, that means getting people registered to vote. Door to door, introducing ourselves to our neighbors and seeing if we can help get them on the rolls. And so hope that you all are doing that as well. This is, it's a great way to also describe to people or explain to people why we vote, why it's important to me, why it's important to you. And we're encouraging you to share your stories on Facebook and on the other social media platforms to share with people why you vote.
Let me know so I can start your live.
Okay, Araceli, I've started it.
Okay, awesome. Then I...
Beto,
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Beto.
¿Qué dice?
Oh, yo junté muchos miles de votos para él. Cuando lo eligieron. I was in your party.
Oh, thank you. You were.
Yes,
That's
I was
great.
in your party. I was
Okay.
in your party.
Para celebrar la victoria.
Ajá.
Ah, qué bueno. Pues mi esposa Amy.
Oh, mucho gusto. Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I know. I lucked out.
Yes, a long time I don't see you.
It's been a little
You
while.
been okay?
Everything's good. How about you?
Oh, not too good.
Tell me.
No, because I've been discriminated, because I want my change from this apartment to another apartment, and they don't care about me.
Oh, I'm sorry. And is this with the housing authority?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Is there anything?
one day I was going to go look for you so you can help me.
Okay. Why don't we do this after we talk? Why don't I give you my phone number?
Yes,
And
sure.
then we'll follow up and we'll see if there's anything we can do.
Yes.
Is anyone in your home or any of your neighbors who are not registered to vote that would want to get registered?
Oh,
to
I
vote?
am registered to vote already.
You are, of course.
I vote.
But anyone else that you know of who's not registered?
You know how what I put my ID, but it's overdue. About 10 years my ID, and I use it for
You've gotta
certain things,
update it.
like for the bank and the financial institute and everything. But they don't. Everybody else sends me for my ID, and I don't have it.
Let's
It's very difficult for me to go places. You know?
let's help. Let's get you an ID. You know what? I don't have my phone on me.
Yes.
Can I grab your phone, Amy?
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to text you so that you have our cell phone. Call me and let's see
Or
if
you can write me your phone number.
Let me do that.
Yeah.
Bring me a pen and a paper and I'll write it down for you.
Okay.
That's easiest.
Thank you, Beto.
You got it. No problem. So we're hearing from her that she's registered to vote, which is great. She has some challenges with her housing. We're going to see if we can help her out. And then she also has some issues with voter ID. She has a hard time getting the right kind of ID. And so Amy and I are going to see if we can help her. So we'll be right back.
ID.
Let's see if we can help you do that.
And I have only little copy, and I need the original, but the original I lost it.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. Will you give me a call at this number later today?
Yes.
Okay.
You think you can help me?
I think I can. I think I can.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see what we can do, right?
And I saw your baby, they're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. They're so big now.
Yes.
What was your name?
Rose Santaniello.
Okay, nice to meet you, Rose.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Rose, have a great day.
Thank
Oh, Beto, I send you all my blessings.
Thank you. Likewise. You got it.
Do you think you can help me with my ID?
I think I can, but you just have to give me a call later today, and let's see what we can do.
Okay, and you be careful.
Okay. Bye-bye.
You have a good husband. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, doctor. God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have you all knocked on the door?
No, we have not.
And Araceli, I think we'll stay a little bit further
Okay,
back.
sounds good.
Just
Perfect.
until we
Yes,
get
sir.
confirmation that folks want to talk to us. And be
Yes,
on
sir. I will
You're
definitely
doing
do
good.
it. Thank you, sir.
Your arms will get tired.
It's okay.
All right, here we go. On to the next one.
It's a good workout for my arms.
Well, tell me if you're having to help you.
Okay.
Does it hurt you?
It's a little chilly in the shade. Hello. Buenos días. Me llamo Beto O'Rourke. Estoy aquí para saber si hay alguien que quiere registrar para votar en las elecciones. Todos en acá. Ah, qué bueno. Pues suerte y gracias. Tenga buen día. Okay. Adios. Bye bye. So in that household, good news. Everybody's registered. I'm just going to keep moving on.
Para gobernador.
Sí, 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 ¿verdad? Uy, yo me voy a ir.
Ándale,
Y los de trabajo también me vamos a ir.
Ok, gracias, muchas gracias. Ok, no luego quieres, ya les hablaste, ¿verdad? Sí, ok. There's more people in there that just realized that it was
You.
Oh, that's great. Nobody there, Amy? Let's keep moving. What we should do is we'll go back and take a look for where we vote. Amy, do you want to move my way and provide some hosting services for the folks who are watching?
Sure. So, usually when we're block walking for a campaign, we would have a targeted list of voters that, so you may not hit every single door. You might hit one of someone who has voted in a lot of the most recent elections, and then it might be a few doors down. What we're doing now is just hitting every single door. Because we don't know which house might have someone living there that's not registered. So,
And also, we're not doing this for the campaign. We're not asking anybody if they're Democrats, if they're Republicans, if they're going to vote for us. We just want to make sure people are registered to vote. That's the only goal. Yeah. All right. No one home at this one. Araceli, how's your arm?
I'm doing well, thank you, sir.
Yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I'm gonna let you go first.
I know, but I think they're playing. I call that a shield.
I don't know.
What are you guys playing?
All right, we keep moving.
Beto, you're definitely getting a whole bunch of love, and a whole bunch of people are definitely saying hello to you and
Right on.
telling you to go do amazing things.
It's good to be with you all. Thanks for spending part of your Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend with us. Amy's walking across the street. She's going to ask the woman who's outside on her porch whether she's registered to vote or wants to get registered to vote. And if she does, thankfully Amy is a volunteer deputy registrar, which in Texas gives you the ability in the county that you are certified to register eligible Texans to vote, to get them on the rolls. And at a time that people in power are trying so hard to keep people from voting, this is one of the best ways for us to answer that challenge. All right. Right on. Okay, let's do this. New plan of attack. You're on that door, Sarah. You're on that door, Amy. I'm on this door. Whoever gets a person will all vote. Hi, I'm Beto O'Rourke. How are you? Nice to see you. Me llamo Beto O'Rourke. Sí, oh, muchas gracias. No más estoy aquí para entender si tiene su registración para votar.
Sí,
Sí.
estoy esperando a mi hija. Pero yo voy a votar por usted.
Ok, qué bueno,
Toda mi
perfecto.
familia.
¿No necesita ayuda para registrar?
No, me llega por correo.
Perfecto.
Pero hoy vamos a apoyar por usted.
Muchas gracias. Tenga
Dios
buen
le
día.
bendiga. Bye
Ok,
bye.
adiós.
Adiós, bye.
Bye bye. Hi. Good morning, buenos días. ¿Tiene su registración para votar? Ok. ¿Y va a obtener su ciudadanía en el futuro? Ok. Después, si quiere registrar, podemos ayudar a usted. Tenga buen día. Okay. Bye bye. Adiós. I feel like we're walking on the wrong side of the street. We're in the shade.
Right.
We should be in the sun. You go here in the sun. Oh, we can stay here. Come on.
Do you want me to hold your purse?
No, good, thank you.
So it's interesting. So far, we've met people who are already registered but need some help getting their appropriate voter ID. We've met others who are residents but not citizens, so they're not eligible to register to vote. But everyone's been real nice that we've had a chance to talk to so far. And in the one case where we met somebody who needs some help getting voter ID, looks like we'll be able to do some good for her, and I'm glad that we connected. But we're going to continue for a little while longer if you all want to follow us. And for those just joining, we are celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by going door to door here in this part of South El Paso to help register people to vote or tell people why we're voting, or if someone has a challenge in voting, like the woman we just met who can't get the right kind of voter ID. We're going to see if we can help them to do that as well. So I'm here with Amy, Alessandro, Sarah, and it's Araceli who's behind the camera right now. I'm Beto. All right, let's move forward.
And Beto, can you explain, because I know some of the individuals that are, have been writing, can you explain a little bit why voting is so important here in the United States, and you know what what Martin Luther King Jr. really represented when it came to voting?
Well, I just had a chance to listen to an extraordinary gentleman today, one of our fellow Texans first name's Hannibal, and he was saying, you know, look, we think about the importance of voting and getting resources for our community, making sure that the policies that are priorities for us are reflected in our government. You know, things like that make our lives better. You know, in the instance here in Texas, I think voting could help us to expand Medicaid so more people can see a doctor. It could ensure that we have more resources for our schools and that we pay our teachers and educators what they're really worth. It could allow us to do a better job at creating more jobs and growing the economy. But what Hannibal said that really got me is voting is being heard. Voting is a recognition of our humanity, that each of us literally counts. And I thought that was really powerful, really profound, and got to the essence of why voting is so important and why people like Septima Clark and John Lewis and Fannie Lou Hamer and Andrew Young and Bob Moses and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lived their lives, and in some cases lost their lives, in pursuit of full civil rights and full voting rights and the full humanity of every single one of us. And at a time that the right to vote, and so therefore our shared humanity, is under attack here in Texas more than any other part of the country. And at a moment when those in power refuse to do anything about it. You look at what just happened in the United States Senate this past week, and despite this attack on our democracy, the Democrats who are in a majority seem unwilling or unable to secure and preserve voting rights right now. Well, we've got to do what we can with what we have where we are, which is exactly what Dr. King and the leaders of the movement that secured the Voting Rights Act in 1965 did in that moment. And so I think this is the best way I know how to honor Dr. King's legacy. And that's why we're out on the streets today, knocking on doors, trying to see if we can't help people to register to vote or to remove the obstacles in their way so that they can vote.
Perfect.
And I'll say this, for those of you not in El Paso, here, we'll keep walking so we can catch up there. For those of you not in El Paso, it's just a beautiful, perfect day here. It's 11:30, the sun is out. It was 30 degrees when we started. Today, it's probably, I don't know, what does it feel like to you? 45 degrees?
About that, maybe.
Maybe getting up to 50.
Right.
Light breeze, sun is out. I hope it is nice wherever you are in Texas, although I know in North Texas it was supposed to get really cold yesterday. Really cold today. It was a little windy and chilly in Houston. And to all those who just ran the Houston Marathon, hope you guys are doing all right. But if you haven't been to El Paso yet, a day like this is a good reason to come out. Honestly, I have a feeling that Amy, Sarah, and Alessandro and the team are going to find an unregistered eligible voter on these doors.
I do too, and I think it's really important that everybody does have a voice. All minorities and everyone here that lives in the United States should be able to vote. Thank you everyone for watching and participating and being part of this MLK, helping register people to vote. It's very important to be able to do this. Everyone is working diligently hard to help register people to vote. We want to make sure everyone does have a voice and everyone has an opportunity to register to vote. It's very important, especially during this time. that we all have a voice here in the United States, especially in Texas. And this is the way we're doing it.
All right. Mr. Escobar would like to get registered to vote.
Yay! We found one. This is amazing. Very exciting.
Will help us to get registered here.
¿Quieres en español o inglés?
Has nothing to do about Democrats or Republicans. It has everything to do with the fact that we should all come together within the United States to help people register to vote. That is what's really important about this today, is that we are voting, helping to honor Martin Luther King and this day to register people to vote. Voting is definitely a superpower.
Hi. How are you?
So all of you out there, please go and help individuals vote. It's very important that everyone does their part by registering people to vote, becoming a VDR, and voting. We do this together. Amy, can you explain to us why you became VDR? Why are you a VDR? Why is it so important to you?
Well, so whenever we're particularly on college campuses or in high schools with students that are just turned 18, so many of them have said, I'm not registered to vote, but I really want to vote. How do I do it? And so, we just decided it would be much easier if we became VDR certified, so that as we were meeting people like that, we could just say, hey, look, this is super easy. You just have to fill out this form, and basically help them do it right then and there.
Wonderful. I'm so glad. Do you feel that it's been helping here in El Paso as we continue on this mission of helping people get registered to vote? Do you see a difference?
I think it's got to be something that is happening all the time, whether it's election season or not. I mean, obviously people feel more of an urgency to register when it's election season, but sometimes you hit those deadlines and it becomes too late for them to do it. And so if you're just trying to do it all year round, you can get people where they are and make sure that you avoid some of those deadlines that are imposed.
Thank you, Amy.
What's his name? Pedro Alberto Escobar. I'm not even going to attempt that. This pen doesn't work. All that noise from that. Curtis, how many pens do you have? Inside your band.
So Beto O'Rourke is registering someone to vote, which is very important because this individual will have a voice in whatever's coming up within El Paso, within the United States, as we're voting for whatever that we need to vote for. But that's very important that this individual does have a voice. And that's the most important thing right at this moment, is your voice needs to be heard.
Yo lo miro mucho con él y luego me quedo sorprendida que lo mira con mucho amor.
So they definitely feel, they love Beto, they love what he's doing.
And is this good? All good here?
And again, this has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. It has everything to do with the fact that we are helping people vote. That is definitely the message here today, is we are helping individuals to vote, get registered to vote. And And we all need to be and play our part in a positive, respectful manner. And that's what's very important here.
Go to the registrar in El Paso. Let's just make sure that we say hey on his name. I just want to make sure that it's
Yes, exactly, Richard. We all together united. That is a very good idea.
That works. What I would do is send a copy. Like I would just call the registrar, make sure that that's good with her. Pues gracias.
Again, has everything to do with that. Cynthia is helping out with Miss Kimbrell. Cynthia is helping out with putting everything together. So I'm helping her out since she was doing something else. Go ahead.
We're going to continue this way. Like that was great. So that's a good example. Knocked on the door. Pedro answered. Got to meet his wife, Patricia. She's a resident. She's not eligible to vote, but he's a citizen and he can. But he hadn't registered yet. And perhaps no one had ever knocked on his door. Perhaps he didn't know the process to get registered. But Sarah and I we're both volunteer deputy registrars. So we were able to get him registered. We're going to turn in that voter registration form that we just filled out and that he signed. And he's going to get a card in the mail that is his voter registration card. And that, with the appropriate form of ID, is going to allow him to vote in the next election for which he's eligible, and then every election thereafter. All right, we'll head down a little bit, Araceli, and maybe when we get to the end of this block of apartments right here, we'll sign off and hopefully encourage everybody out there to be doing the same thing we're doing.